Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are at the Haben Center on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's High School, bringing you, guess what? The inaugural game of the inaugural season in the state of Minnesota. Boys volleyball has been sanctioned by the state of Minnesota, and this is the very first game, maybe in the entire state, right here at the Haben Center on the campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's. Boys volleyball is now a sanctioned sport, and we have Lakeville South coming in here against the Red Knights of Benilde-St. Margaret's. They come out of the Metro West Conference. I did a little research, I usually don't, prior to this game, and the Lakeville South Tigers are coming in. They are in the Lakeville Suburban South Cougars, excuse me. There's 10 teams in the South Suburban Conference. Meanwhile, the Red Knights are in the Metro West again. Only 5 teams there. So it's a burgeoning league around the state. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports, and we're underway. Lakeville South with the serve. And that was number 2, McClenahan, the senior, the 6'1" senior, gets point number 1 on that first serve, and there he is, McClenahan. Look at him spin that ball. So most of these boys, I've been reading about this burgeoning sport, boys volleyball, and that goes out of bounds as that ball went to number 20, Ian Fitzgerald, the senior. And it's 2-0. Lakeville South. And the serve once again by number 2, Trevor McClenahan, and he gets point number 3. As I was saying, one interesting note that I saw in my preparation for today was Lakeville South, their conference has 10 teams, Metro West 5 teams, but again, a burgeoning sport. And that ball is in. The other thought I had coming into this match tonight, and we got a timeout right away by the coach for the Red Knights, as his team down 4-0. And you have to understand, right, as I was thinking about this, and whoever's listening at home or wherever you are, you can disagree, but we've been broadcasting girls volleyball since I've been broadcasting 2016, and of course girls volleyball has been around for decades, but boys hasn't, and girls have started playing at a very young age, just like I did when I started playing basketball. When I played through high school, 3rd grade, there was a league in my town and everything else, but not for boys. So I think it's going to be a little rough as we get it going here. A lot of these guys, I don't even know for sure, but have not played much organized volleyball, maybe the last couple of years because it was sort of a club sport, but now it's a sanctioned sport. Yeah, they did a test season last year, but now it's sanctioned. All those words. My point is there's not a lot of experience with these kids playing boys volleyball. And Benilde does a nice job getting that over the net. Now here comes Lakeville South, and the beautiful set, this time by number 12, Andrew Carlson, to number 9, Yozanza, the junior. And one other thing you're going to see is a little bit more athleticism. Now that serve handcuffed a little bit, number 7 for the Red Knights, Cameron Lee, and the Lakeville South Cougars are up 6-0. Look at them spinning the ball. A lot of confidence that shows, right? For number 2, Trevor McClenahan. Nice bump there by Fitzgerald, and they couldn't convert it. 7-0 Lakeville. There's that spin. He has started the game. A little prayer there. He's closed his eyes. Red Knights get it back over, and they get a point. Their first one of their entire sanctioned season. Put that one on the frame and scoreboard. The very, very first sanctioned point ever for Benilde-St. Margaret's. 7-1 our score. Now back to serve for the Red Knights. That was number 2, Leo Kangas. Nice bump by number 18, Jonathan McGurty-Brummer, and point to the Red Knights as they start to mount their comeback. There's the set by Kangas, and a nice little move there and out of bounds. Red Knights get their second point. That serve by Kangas, a little long, gives the point to Lakeville South, the Cougars. And they lead 8-2. Now substitution coming in for Lakeville South, number 11, Joseph Rivera Fuentes. Back to serve, number 11, there he is. Our score 8-2, they play best of 5. Now the bump. And Red Knights get it back over. Now Lakeville South. Nice save at the net there. Lakeville South scrambling, and this was a concern I had earlier when I was broadcasting some girls volleyball. And I wonder if these gymnasiums are going to be big enough for these guys. It does happen occasionally with the girls where the ball gets up into the rafters of some of these gymnasiums, but with these guys, and there's a nice leap and a miss attempt by number 9 for Lakeville South, Yozamp. Our score 8-4, but I was trying to opine here is that just by naturalness, they're stronger and the balls are gonna get up into those ceilings a lot more. That ball is long by number 9, Yozamp. And our score 8-5 as the Red Knights start to climb back in this. Now the serve from the back line by number 28. I don't have a name for him. Or no, that's number 20, excuse me, Ian Fitzgerald. And now the serve will... All the points gonna go to the Red Knights, and the ball will come all the way back to Fitzgerald. And the Red Knights, after being down 7-1, have come back. And they're now within 2 in this first best of 5 series. That looks like a carry. I can't believe they didn't call a foul on that. Now at the net, the tip, now the set, the kill shot, big time. Tristan Yozamp, there he is, number 9 with the glasses. Look at him go back after the set. He's gonna come back. And he is the most athletic person I've seen here tonight. He can really sky, can he? A lot of talent there. Look for Lakeville South to deliver him the ball. That was speaking of talent, that serve by number 1 for Lakeville South, Goodlon Larson, the senior, jump serve. Watch this. He puts it up there, and he puts that top spin heat on it. It's in. Nice kill shot attempt by number 7, Cameron Lee for the Red Knights. Now the tip, back row, head to number 7, Lee. Didn't get a lot on it. Now a chance for Lakeville, but they're deep back row. Saved by Fitzgerald. He couldn't save it well enough. It goes out of bounds. Point to Lakeville South. And back to serve again is number 1, Gordon Larson. Watch this kid. He's got the topspin hit. That is a dangerous looking serve. Holy smokes.
Another ace for Larson.
That is called a service ace. 12-6 to score. Timeout Red Knights, and I can understand why. They need to figure out a way to defend against Gordon Larson, the senior, number 1. That is a wicked, lack of a better phrase, serve. As again, I've done a lot of girls volleyball over the last 8 years or so, and it's going to be different to watch how these boys play, and that is a most powerful serve I've seen, even comparing it to all the girls that I've seen that are so good. But that is a different level there by Gordon Larson, what he's doing from the service line, and I don't blame the Red Knights for taking timeout. They got to figure out a way to defend against that serve because he's just got so much power on it, and I call it topspin heat, where you put it over and it just goes over the net and it just dives down, and then you combine that with the power of Larson, number 1. Let's see what the Red Knights can do to save it. It's gonna be the back row. Watch this, he jumps up and it goes out. That was in. Wow, what a great return by who was that? Number 11 for the Red Knights? No, number 18. Big time. I don't have a name for him, unfortunately. His name is, it's number 16, but what I have for information, I don't know his name. I'll try to get it later, but that was a big time return of service where you use the power of the serve against them. All he did was get his hands out, and he had a great trajectory to get that back. Meanwhile, our score now 13-7, back to serve, number 9 is Yozamp. And he has also shown his athletic ability here early on as his team leads by 6. And that serve to the back row handcuffs the Red Knights, 14-7. I'm assuming, Paul, they play till 25. And I don't know, we'll see. Back to serve though, number 9. Yozamp off the net. At the net for the Red Knights. Tipped. Saved by number 2, Kangas. Now at the net was Jacoby for the Red Knights. Now back. Oh my goodness. Nice dive. And we got an infraction, net violation on Lakeville South. That gives the point to the Red Knights. They're only down 6 here in their very first game of a best-of-5. Back to serve. That's number 10, Ben Terry. He's a senior, left-handed. Back row for Lakeville South. Now the set. And the tip shot, well executed by number 8, Ricklick, the sophomore, and now substitutions. There he is, he did the little dink shot, and he did get the Red Knights front row off their feet. And able to get that point across. Now back to serve. That's number 17, Karn Zemet. Now the set. Kill shot, well executed by McClanahan, the 6'1" senior for Lakeville. There he is, number 2, getting the congratulations. And that is a heck of an angle of a spike shot or a kill shot. Oh my goodness, great serve again by number 17, Karn Zemet, the senior. 6-footer. Here's the serve again. Wow. Unable to handle at the middle row. And what I notice about his serve, again, he's got a lot of top spin heat, as I call it. That's because it'll go right over the net and just dive down. This time the Red Knights handle it well. Set. Blocked at the net by number 2 for Lakeville South, McClanahan, the 6'1" senior. There's the set, the jump. Couldn't get a lot on it. He also was in a disadvantaged position, a little bit off the net. Good save there by the Red Knights. Now a chance. They have to play defense. They get it to the back corner. Well placed. Now here comes the Cougars. And tipped by number 7 for the Red Knights. Couldn't save it. That was Cameron Lee, the junior. And our score, 20-8 in game 1. Now back to serve, number 17. Cam Ziernet on a roll here. And that one into the net. That gives the 9th point to the Red Knights. They're down 11. With, I believe, 5 points to go here in game 1. Back to serve, number 7, Cameron Lee, the junior. That one goes deep, they let it go, and that's gonna be a point for Lakeville South. And back to serve, number 8 is Ricklick, the sophomore. 4 points from the victory in game 1 of match 1 of the inaugural season for boys volleyball in the state of Minnesota. regardless of the outcome. This is an historical event for sure. Now the set and the whistle and point to the Red Knights on the violation. Double hit. I saw the signal from the referee on the near side. Our score 21-10, back to serve, number 6. That's Jackson Jacoby, just a freshman. Gets that one in, back row, bump. Now, my goodness, the left-handed hammer by McClanahan goes long. Point to the Red Knights, big smile by McClanahan. Even if it was out, it felt good to hit it, I'm sure, for that young man. Now to the near side, the dink shot, well placed by number 7. That is Miguel Colon. Well placed, he really read that play well. 22-11 our score. Back to serve, spinning that ball, number 2, Trevor McClanahan. Had a nice run when he served at the beginning of the match. Red Knights couldn't get it. That's too many shots, too many hits, and it's 23-11. Lakeville South Cougars, 2 points from the victory in game 1 of the best of 5. Running jump shot there. Nice save at the back row by Terry for the Red Knights. They try to save it, they can't get it. Our score 24-11. Game point for number 2, Trevor McClanahan and the Lakeville South Cougars. Jump serve into the net. He was feeling it there. Wanted to get a service ace to win that game 1. I can just tell by the smile on his face. It's not on your camera. All right, Red Knights, they have their work cut out. They've got to rattle off 13 in a row here to get back in this one, and what a better start. Wait, that went long? It did go long, and that's the game to Lakeville South Cougars. So after one game in our best of 5 in our inaugural season of boys volleyball in the state of Minnesota, our score after 1, 25-12, Lakeville South leads 1-0, and we're not going to go away anywhere. We're going to be, we're going right to game 2. In girls' games, there's usually a little bit of a break. Oh, that wasn't the point. Oh, I thought, okay, my mistake. There was the game point. So Lakeville South wins that one. Now we're taking a break. Lakeville South wins game 1. Benilde-St. Margaret's down 1-0. Come on back for game number 2 of the best of 5.
With you through life's journey from birth to retirement. As your life changes year to year, so do your needs. For over 80 years, Social Security has helped to meet your needs and is committed to improving access to the services that make a difference in your life. Today, you can verify your earnings, estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, manage your benefits, and even change your address, all from the comfort of your home. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret, bringing you the inaugural boys volleyball game of the inaugural season in the entire state. Here in 2025, we now have equality in volleyball, boys sanctioned sport, and the Red Knights are down 1-0 at home, and back to serve for the Red Knights. That's Leo Kangas, number 2, the senior. Gets a nice serve to the back row for Lakeville South. Now to the mid row. Kangas with the bump. He'll get it back over. Nice bump on the other side by Lakeville South's number 9, Zankamp. And now unable to get it over for the Red Knights was number 6, Jackson Jacoby. And the Lakeville South Cougars are off to a good start here, 1-0. And they lead the best of 5 in this first opening match. Back to serve. Number 2, Trevor McClanahan. And he clearly has had extra training just by the way he serves, right? He's running, jumping, and serving, and he has been a trained athlete here. Just watch that. I mean, that just shows his confidence, his ability to spin that ball. And he jumps, serves it, but this time it went long. So he definitely has the training and the talent, number 2 McClanahan, and it's 2-0 Lakeville South, and back to serve is Fitzgerald. Ian, the senior, nice serve there as he makes the second row, number 12. Carlson dive for it, and now the Red Knights are tied 2-2 here in game 2, and that is an improvement on game 1. And if you're the Red Knights, you just gotta keep working to find your identity. Literally the first game of their entire history. And that one goes long on Lakeville South, and now the Red Knights have their very first lead ever in the history of their franchise. Congratulations. Nice bump, now the set to the near side, the left-handed shot. Blocked in the back row. Now we got some really good volleyball going on here, and now number 7 for Lakeville South, Collin, able to dink that, and he has that ability right there. He did that before. The front line of the Red Knights were going for the block, but he took a little bit off of that, showing some nice instincts. Now back to serve, number 11, Fuentes. Back row, saved by the Red Knights. Now number 7, Lee gets it to the back row for Lakeville South. Now the tip across. Oh, a little unfortunate set. And the point will go to the Red Knights, and now they are back in front, 4-3. Back to serve, number 6, Jacoby, the freshman. Well done. Oh my goodness. There is the talent of number 9. Tristan, I mean, you guys, look at this. That is big time talent right there. The kid can jump, and if it's in his wheelhouse, it's lights out for the defense. Now back to serve for Lakeville South. That's number 1, Larson, the senior. Score tied at 4 in game number 2. A little bit of a delay here as we have a substitution just outside of our camera angle. Checking in. Number 16. Okay, it looks like we're ready to go. Back to serve. There's number 1 for Lakeville South. Larson tied at 4. Critical game 2. Well executed serve as he eluded the diving Ian Fitzgerald. And Larson will take his time, looking very confident back there. Also looks like he has some training, although that one goes into the net. The only reason why I think there's training there is because he's doing the jump serve. You know, when you play volleyball in the backyard as a kid on a holiday, no one's doing any jump serves. And if you're doing jump serves, that means you've had some training. Okay, and there's a big time serve by number 10, Ben Terry. And he puts his home team back in front as he finds a great angle right at the feet of the defense. It's a lot like tennis, right? When you play tennis, you want to put the ball at their feet. But then again, there's number 9, Yozamp. Look at this kid. Oh my goodness. He can really jump, can he? All right, now he's back to serve. Yozamp. Look at this guy. Oh, his power got the best of him as it went wide left. Gave the Red Knights the lead once again, 7-6. So they're hanging in there nicely here in game 2. Now back to serve, number 7, Cameron Lee, the junior. Gets it in, Lakeville South, there's the set to the far side, blocked right back, but out of bounds. point to Lakeville South. They've tied it up at 7 here in game 2. And lots of substitutions by Lakeville South. They have a deeper bench than the Red Knights, so lots of substitutions. And in the first inaugural game for both these teams, and that serve gets by the Red Knights and puts Lakeville South back up by 1, 8-7. Again, back to serve, that's number 17, Zymet. And he doesn't have the jump serve, but you know what? His serves are just as effective, if not more effective, as he handcuffs the back row of the Red Knights again and puts the Cougars up by 2 here in game 2. So nice job here for number 17, Zymet. Takes a little bit off that. The bump was a little off the mark. Out of bounds. 3-point lead for Lakeville South. There was the save as they tried to save that at the end. And now timeout, Red Knights on the court. They're down 3 in game 2. They're down 1-0 in the best of 5. And that gives us a chance to review their schedule coming up. And one of the things I noticed prior to tonight's match as I looked up their schedule is that the Red Knights have 16 games on their schedule, and Lakeville South has 14, which I found strange. Usually teams in the same sport have the same number of games, but again, this is an inaugural season. But I also found it interesting that the deficit would be there because Lakeville South has 10 teams in their conference, the South Suburban. Meanwhile, the Red Knights in the Metro West have 5, so I'm curious as to why Lakeville South can't find 2 more games to at least match the 16 that the Red Knights have in the overall season. But again, there's a lot of logistics. But there's the Red Knights schedule. We'll be back here on ParkTV 16 Sports for April 7th against Egan. Meanwhile, we're in the midst of game 2 of a best of 5. Back to serve is Mehmet. He's on a roll for Lakeville South. That one back over, and the kill shot attempted by Lakeville South. Number 2 gets blocked into the net, and that's a point for the Red Knights, unless there was an infraction. No, there wasn't. And now going back to serve is number 15 for the Red Knights. And his name is Baldwin. He's a senior, and he gets that serve across. But the point goes to Lakeville South. And now Ricklick back to serve for Lakeville South with a 3-point lead. Gets that in, near side. And we got an infraction. He was in the neutral zone, was Fitzgerald. Point to Lakeville South. They lead 12-8. And Ricklick to serve again. Mid-row, the Fitzgerald, the return. He does bump it across, but you think he was in the neutral zone again. Nope, point goes to Benilde as Lakeville South was in the neutral zone. You can see it right there. Now back to serve for Benilde, number 2. Kangas, tipped, point Lakeville South, 13-9. More substitutions for Lakeville South. Again, they have a really deep bench. Right now, the Red Knights, they have 3 players on the bench. And Lakeville South has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a big difference in the interest in the sport here early on in boys sanctioned volleyball. And now back to serve with that spin, showing all that confidence. Number 2 is McClanahan. Returned by the Red Knights. Nice diving save, and the kid. I mean, my goodness. Yo Zamp, watch this guy. He clearly is the most talented, athletic kid on the court tonight. If it gets in his wheelhouse, it's a point. All right, there's another serve from McClanahan. And it goes off the apparatus surrounding the gymnasium here. There's basketball hoops that are raised up. Timeout, Red Knights once again. They're still in this theoretically. They're down 7. But Lakeville South has just 9 points from the victory in game number 2. And there's some fans from the Red Knights here to support their players. It's very interesting. I can honestly say I've never broadcast a sport that is like basically brand new. Of course, the sport of volleyball isn't brand new, but I can honestly say I've never really watched a boys or a men's volleyball game, even the Olympics. Never spent a lot of time lingering on Olympic American boys volleyball, so this is a new experience for me as well. I don't mean any judgment by that whatsoever. I think it's going to be a growing sport, and I think in 10 or 15 years, when there's young volleyball leagues where these kids can play in 3rd grade like I did with basketball, football, baseball, you're going to see some better action, and any opportunity for kids to play sports is a good one, and it's very nice that we have a sanctioned boys volleyball sport here, as that one goes into the net by Fitzgerald and gives Lakeville South their 17th point. And now back to serve. Number 2, McClanahan with the jump serve. It's very effective. Clearly, this young man has had some training, whether it was summer camps. I don't know where you'd go to summer camps, but they're going to sprout up. This sport is going to grow because it is a great sport. I've actually had the opportunity to play as an adult once in an adult volleyball league, and it is probably the most fun sport I've ever played. So it's going to grow here, and you got to understand, none of these kids have played very much because there never was an opportunity. Look at the smile there, and they understand that. But they're breaking ground here, and that is the story. That shot can't quite get over. A point for the Red Knights, 18-11. And Fitzgerald back to serve. I mean, these kids are truly pioneers. And that one's in. Nice job by Fitzgerald as he nods his head. Well placed as he beats Lakeville South, number 12, as he tried to go to his left. That was Andrew Carlson. Couldn't come up with it. Red Knights are still in this, just down 6. Fitzgerald able to save that. Now into the front row. Lakeville South, they're going to have to play defense, and a chance for the Red Knights if they can get it going. They're on the far side. They have to tip it over. Couldn't get the kill shot. Saved by number 2. That was Kangas. The longest rally of the night. And it's going to go to the Red Knights, and they are creeping back in this, and the crowd that is here is starting to be vociferous and raising the level of excitement as the Red Knights coming back now. Let's see if they can get it going, and that was a bad set. They're going to get to their best athlete, who I've spoken his praises. Now the bump, and they're going to have to play defense, and a chance for the Red Knights with a good set here on the front row. They couldn't get it high enough. They got to work on that, and into the net for Lakeville South. And the Red Knights at home now are within 4. Meanwhile, Lakeville South, 7 from the victory in game number 2. Back row, the set. Oh my goodness, you saw that coming. Back to number 9. Did you see him? He set himself up. He came all the way around, and I mean, that is, there are no words to describe the athleticism of what we're seeing by Tristan Yozamp. And now back to serve by number 11. That is Fuentes. And that had to be an illegal hit. I felt like that's what it looked like. Yes, it was a double hit. I saw the 2 go up by the near side referee. So if you're listening at home, that was the reason, and it's 20-14. Lakeville South 5 points from the victory in game 2, but that one sails long on Fuentes. That gives the point to the Red Knights. And now they're just down 5. If they can find some sort of run here, momentum. Back to serve, Jacoby, number 6, the freshman. Gets it across. And Lakeville South struggles with that one. That was a great serve by big, tall number 6. The freshman gets him within 4. You know, I'm watching the demeanor of these Red Knights. They are not taking themselves too seriously, but don't get me wrong. They are taking it seriously, but it's really important that they have a sense of humor because it's a brand new sport, and I don't know how long any of these kids have played. And there's the block at the net by Lakeville South's number 12, Andrew Carlson. And we're going to be doing another game with Benilde on April 7th. I hope we get to do one later in the season, and it would be really, really interesting to contrast how they're playing tonight with how they'll play later in the season. Look at that big-time serve. That had a lot of power, and Fitzgerald was able to handle it, and that was a nice dink shot by the Red Knights at the front line. Now, fought off by number 7 for the Red Knights. That was Lee, and now they save it again. Lee pumps it up there, and they get it near side. I think they should have went long with that, and now number 7 in the front row couldn't control that as it goes long. What a great rally, though, between Lakeville South and the Red Knights. Great entertainment, 22-16 our score. Back to serve for Lakeville South, Larson. Look at the jump serve, he goes for it, and that top spin heat handcuffs the back row. The Red Knights, the Cougars now are within 2 of winning game number 2. And there's that replay as it goes right in there. And now back to serve for Lakeville is Larson. Out of bounds. And one other thought I had is none of these kids, maybe in some sort of club sport somewhere, have played with this sort of pressure, right? It's a sanctioned high school league, and that serve by number 10, Terry, goes into the net. And now that gives Lakeville South game point with, I'll just say it, he's their star, 6'2" junior, Joe Zamp. Look at this guy. Did he find that? That is big time stuff right there as he finds that corner. And, oh, they called it out? I thought it was called in. Let's see the replay at home. Let's see, are we gonna be, boy, can't tell. So they overturn that point. Boy, it was close. Let's see, we're gonna look at it again. Even if it was, hold on. Oh, that ball is way in. That was a brilliant shot by Joe Zamp. This time he puts it into the net and the Red Knights are alive. But that Joe Zamp serve before was in on the corner. And that was cool to watch. It really does remind me of tennis. Just the velocity and the curve and then finding those corners as that goes long on Lakeville South. So they have had 2 game points fended away by the Red Knights. Now back to serve. Number 7, Cameron Lee. The junior gets it in. Lakeville South looking for the win in game 2. Saved by Fitzgerald. Now back to Fitzgerald. Tips it across. Now Lakeville South. And Joe Zamp wins it. It was a nice save attempt at the line by Fitzgerald, but the power by Joe Zamp made the point go for Lakeville South. They win game 2, but only by 5, and they lead the best of 5 by 2. We're gonna have a 3-minute break. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Thanks for being with us. As we step aside, come on back for game number 3.
in Iraq. Our truck hit a roadside bomb. I had about 16 surgeries on my hand so that I could regain function. And when I came home, I needed a new roof due to a storm. And my electrical was deemed unsafe. And I was about to lose homeowners insurance as well. I didn't really know where to go in order to get help. And so I applied for Operation Homefront Critical Financial Assistance Program. They've really been a blessing. Operation Homefront is a safety net. A lot of veterans, they fall through the cracks sometimes, and Operation Homefront, they catch us. It's been a blessing to us. It's a blessing to other veteran families, and it's good to know that when we come home, there are people who are there that care about us and want to see us do well and want to see us succeed, and we feel it, and we appreciate that. I would say you guys are angels behind closed doors.
Campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's. We're bringing you the inaugural game of the inaugural season of boys volleyball in the state of Minnesota. There's our score. Lakeville South is getting the better of the Red Knights of Benilde-St. Margaret's, 25-13, but there was improvement for the Red Knights in game 2 as they cut the deficit 25-15, and there is the Lakeville South team. They have a much bigger bench, many more players than the Red Knights. The Red Knights have 10 players, 7 seniors, 1 junior, 1 sophomore, and 1 freshman. But I will guarantee you this, as the years go by and the decades go by, these kids will look back. I'm talking about both Lakeville South and the Red Knights. The inaugural season and the memories they're making and the fun they're having being part of this sport. And one of the things I did look for on the Red Knights, because we do cover them quite regularly, oftentimes there are crossover players, right? From football to basketball or lacrosse to baseball. Well, maybe not those sports, but you know what I mean. But none of the players' names that I recognize have played in other sports that I've broadcasted for ParkTV 16 Sports. And so what I think is really, really cool is that this new sanctioned sport is giving new opportunities for students to pursue athletic endeavors in a sanctioned sport. Anything the high school league can do to give more kids opportunities to compete can only be a good thing. And for that, it is an honor to be here bringing you this first match on ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us, or if you're watching this on delay, glad you're with us. All right, now, Lakeville South, out of the Suburban South Conference, looking for their very, very first sanctioned win here to get a sweep. Meanwhile, the Red Knights looking for their first game to try to stave off the victory against Lakeville South. All right, now the serve by number 2, McClanahan, to the back row. Oh, that set was off the mark, but did it go in? It did not. And there is McClanahan. As I've spoken earlier, look at just the way he projects himself. That's always a little bit of intimidation. Nothing wrong with that. He's just showing how comfortable he is with the volleyball. And that serve backed it up. Again, I've done a lot of girls volleyball, and the girls that can jump serve, you obviously can tell, and that's not the be-all, tell-all. You can serve well without jump serving, but clearly he's worked on that. And he took something off that too, and he knew it. So much like a pitcher where you can do an off-speed pitch, that was like an off-speed, look at him, the confidence of number 2. And he drops that in, and see, you know, that really, I mean, it is like a pitcher, right? Because he took a little something off the last one, and then the Red Knights maybe, you know, getting used to that. Then he goes deep, but not with a lot of pace on it, and now it's 4-0 Lakeville South. And we got a delay here. And we're looking, if we shift the camera to the Benilde side, I don't know if there's an equipment issue here. We're looking at number 1. Yeah, there he is, Linus Stewie, and he has a bit of a bracelet, and I think that probably violates the rules, which, you know, this is a brand new sport. Yeah, you know, it's good. It tells you how brand new the sport this is and how many of these players maybe have not played very much volleyball at all. So good. You can't wear jewelry when you're playing sports. That's a good thing, and we're learning as we go. And now back to serve, number 2. McClanahan gets his 5th consecutive service game. And whoa. Stewie just able to avoid that. Now another big time serve. Stewie gets his wrists on that. All right, I'm gonna give kudos to Linus Stewie. That might have been the coolest play I've seen tonight. Meanwhile, even though number 9, Joskamp, gets that one to go. Here is young number 1, Linus Stewie. He just got called out for having a bracelet. And he able to like return that serve the other time, just after that. The mental fortitude to do that, I give Stewie huge credit for that. Meanwhile, number 2 is now looking for his 8th, and now we got a timeout, Red Knights, and a good timeout taken just to take a deep breath. But again, Linus Stewie looked really well on that. After all of that, he was able to bump that ball back into play. Is a big deal for him and that team. Meanwhile, we got a 40-second timeout. We can look at Lakeville South's upcoming schedule. And again, they're out of the South Suburban Conference. So Park of Cottage Grove, that's down Highway 61 over in Ramsey, Dakota County area. Then they come all the way back out, not only to the metro area, they go west to Mound, Westaka, Orono, Waconia. Well, that just tells you is they're looking for players. There's 3 schools combining together. Then at Egan, Prior Lake, Burnsville, United Christian, Farmington, and Eastview. And this season goes till late May, and then there's gonna be section tournaments and a state tournament. And we're bringing you this one, and we're gonna bring you another one on April 7th, and there may be other ones after that. Again, glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. Meanwhile, McClanahan is a clinic in progress for serving for Lakeville South. And that ball into the rafters over the I-beam, and the point back to Lakeville South. They're up 8-0. And the jump serve by McClanahan, and this time it goes long. And the Red Knights have their first point. And there is number 2, Leo Kangas. Love this kid right here. He gets it into the net. Oh, unfortunate. Point to Lakeville South and the serve. Substitutions, and checking in for the purpose of serving is number 11, Joseph Fuentes. That one goes long. It may have gone long, but they tried to play it in the back row. Not sure. I only have the number for number 15. He's number 16, so I won't identify him. 15 is Oscar Baldwin. I'm not sure that's him. But in our next match, I'll make sure we have the names right. Okay, now Fitzgerald dinks it over. The beautiful shot by number 20, Ian Fitzgerald, the senior. Showing great instinct, and that is a lot of all sports. Right here, you know, you sense it. He just kind of took a little off of it. That's good time talent there by Fitzgerald. Gives the Red Knights, and then the serve afterwards. I really love these Red Knights. They're not taking themselves too seriously. At the same time, they're obviously seriously about playing the best they can. And now the serve from the back row for Lakeville South. Larson, nice by Stewie. Another back row, nice play by the number 1 for Red Knights. And he gets another one. Meanwhile, there was an infraction at the net by Lakeville South. Point goes to the Red Knights, and Linus Stewie right there. Look at him. great touch on that ball, how he got his body out of the way and just allowed his wrists so it didn't like fly up all the way to the ceiling. I certainly recognize that by Stewie. Now he goes again, number 1. Now at the net, jumps. Nice save at the front row. Chance and a big kill shot with the big left hand by the Red Knights now. They have to play defense, and the Red Knights looking good there on that last point. Gives them 4. Right here, number 10, Terry, Ben Terry, the senior. His power enabled that point. Now the near side to, oh my goodness, the save, Stewie, again. Oh, and the kill shot. You see how number 9, Yozam, that kid right there. He is everywhere. He was on the near side. He runs all the way around. He's clearly the best athlete, and he has free reign out there. And if I was his coach, I'd say you go wherever you can get the ball. He's that talented. And he's back to serve. 12-4. Big jump serve. That kid is big time. Stewie, though, gets it over. It's going to be a nice setup. Kill shot with the left hand by number 2, Trevor McClanahan, and they are certainly enjoying their success here. Look at that. He's kind of off his back foot, which gave him the leverage, in my opinion. And now it's 13-4. Rosami. Nice job by Fitzgerald, just trying to deflect that. And it does remind me, I've watched a lot of tennis in my life. I've played tennis, and, you know, this is where you almost, you know, it's when the powerful serve, you just got to get your hand on it and use their power against him if you get the right angle. All right, now a chance for the Red Knights. They get a good set and a spike, kill shot, and attempt. They had it almost down there. And a nice attempt by Terry into the net. Gives the point to the Red Knights. Here it is. There's the set over the head. Just missed on that. Yep, it was into the net. Now Yozama. Back row, topspin heat off to I-beam rafter. That's going to be a big part of boys volleyball. And that one goes down for the Cougars, number 2. Again, McClanahan, the 6'1 senior. Now the Cougars are just 9 from the victory in game 3 in the best of 5. Look at that one. That's hard to the left, though. He misses. And that gives the 5th point to the Red Knights. Now back to serve, number 10, Ben Terry. And the PA announcer here at the Haven Center is bringing the enthusiasm, and that's a nice serve by Terry. A lot of heat on that one, off the fingers of Fuentes. Gives that man right there, number 10, Terry. These are the bravest kids. They're playing a brand new sport that they probably haven't even picked up in the last year or so, a lot of these kids. Off the Fuentes, Ben Terry, and they're gonna start to find their identity. It's gonna be fun to do their games as we watch them literally organically grow, seriously. Yeah, there's Terry starting to feel it. Good for him. Now, the set. Shot, Fitzgerald, Kangas, in, point for the Red Knights. Yeah, see right there, that is growth, and you can feel it as they get the confidence. Even if they end up losing this match, every one of these nice things, they are learning and growing in your eyes as you can see it right before your eyes. Really cool. Now the set. Back row, Fitzgerald dives for it. Kangas to the near side, Fuentes goes for the far corner, can't quite get it. But that's okay, that's how you learn. Big time attempt though by number 1, Stewie. Yeah, they gotta tell him where to go. It's awesome. It's really, really kind of fun to watch this organically grow. All right, now back to serve for number 17 for Lakeville South is Karn Zymet. Stewie. Oh, goodness, he couldn't quite get it over, but that's okay. They're trying everything. in competition with real referees. First time in their lives, ever. Serve. Fitzgerald, nice bump. Kangas, back row. Terry just mistimed it. He's got the talent. It's just going to come with practice. There's his coach. Just, it's all teaching right now. So much fun to be here. Glad you're with us on ParkTV 16 Sports. Now back to serve. Number 17, Zymet. Fitzgerald gets low for that one. Struy gets it across. Kill shot. They let it go. Nice instincts by Fitzgerald not to try to get that. And now the Red Knights are within 10. Meanwhile, the Cougars only have 6 to go to not only win game 3, but to win their first match in sanctioned volleyball. And there is Linus Struy. Oh, into the net. Oh, goodness. Yep. You gotta love these kids. Really brave stuff here going on. All right, now back to serve for Lakeville South, number 8, Ricklick. Near side and deflected with a great block by number 2, Trevor McClanahan right there. Big smiles, and I will say this, having played several sports, there is no greater joy than a shot in volleyball. Maybe a dunk in basketball. Oh my goodness, at the front, number 6 gave it his best shot, Jacoby. And I look at the scoreboard, 22-9. Back to serve for Lakeville South is number 8, Ricklick again. Fitzgerald, what an amazing wrist shot from the near side. And they're gonna give a double hit call on the Red Knights on that near side. Or did they? It's 23-9. Ricklick again to serve. Oh, there's the bump. It's gonna go out of bounds. I hope we get to do a game late in the season just to watch the growth. I think we're going to see a lot of growth. All right, now back row. Kangas near side. He's got it the right idea. That's a big-time volleyball play to number 6. Jackson Jacoby. Kangas with the set. That's how you play volleyball. And if I'm a Red Knight, you take that last play home with you. Already improvement in this first 3 games. Now back to serve. Match point, it goes long. Lakeville South's gonna get their 25th point in game number 3. They win match number 1 of the very, very first game of the Minnesota State sanctioned boys volleyball. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with ParkTV 16 Sports, our final score, Lakeville South wins the inaugural match against Benilde 3-0. My name is Robert Christensen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again. Have a great night.